Alright, so I watched Obsession like 2 days ago, and it was a pretty late screening. It was at like 9:15, so by the time we got out of there, it was like 11:20 or something. And I saw it with a buddy, and I dropped him off, and then the ride home, which was about 10 minutes, it was pretty scary. Right after watching a horror movie. you know Kind of any shadow you see or any kind of distorted figure, your brain wants to think it's some like terrifying thing from the movie that's going to come out and like attack you or something. And kind of just anywhere you look or any little sound when you're trying to sleep, your heart just jumps. I mean, I'm not good with horror, so that whole night I was like sweating. Probably one of the worst nights of sleep I had in a while. And I was kind of just thinking, like the day after, I'm like, after watching a horror movie, and then your brain kind of like plays a bunch of tricks on you and tries to make your life, a lot harder, making things a lot more scary, trying to make everything seem like it's out to get you. I was kind of wondering, I'm like, this feeling where your heart kind of sinks and you're just paranoid about everything, it really reminds me of the anxiety attacks I used to get. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, well, I've gotten better with horror, and I used to be way worse with it. I used to have a lot more nightmares. I used to get a lot more scared of it. And yes, Obsession was scary, but it kind of rubbed off after the first night. Didn't really have much of an effect on me. And I was wondering, I'm like, maybe that kind of correlated with when I got over my really bad anxiety. And I'm thinking, you know, anxiety and like kind of horror, kind of the same. If you've had like anxiety attacks or something before, those are really kind of the same feelings you get. Um, the heart sinking and stuff like that. And I'm wondering if getting over anxiety kind of numbed me to horror, because not always scared of horror that much. It doesn't really have much of an effect on me anymore. So I'm wondering if those are kind of like directly correlated almost. And I'm wondering, maybe for someone who's struggling with anxiety, I'm wondering, what if you know, go see Obsession or go see a horror movie, do what you gotta do, whatever horror movie you'd like to see, I guess, and you get those maybe watch it, watch it at night, watch it out somewhere and have to like walk back home or something in like a kind of creepy environment and kind of just freak yourself out. And because it's like exposing your brain to the same, like, I don't know, the same exact triggers that you'd have if it was an anxiety attack, and it's exposing you to the same things. So you're kind of like exposing yourself to it without actually having anxiety for anything. And I think that could actually be a really good way to overcome anxiety, because it really feels exactly the same. And you have to realize, with horror, it's kind of easy, because you're like, this isn't real, none of this actually happened, nothing's gonna come out and get me. It's really easy to kind of shut your brain down on that. And the reality is, it's the same thing with anxiety. You have to remember, it's not real. So if you can, give your brain a pep talk after a horror film and be like, hey, just relax. No, this is real. Just chill. If you get into some weird scenario, or you think something is creepy, like following you or looking at you or something, just smile, laugh, remember, hey, this isn't real. It's just a movie. And I think the same exact thing applies to anxiety. And this is going to be a pretty short video. I just thought that's kind of a cool way to look at it. I never really realized how closely correlated they were, at least to me. It's how you feel physically and mentally, and how you can kind of shut them down in the same ways. So, I don't know if what I said even makes sense, but it makes sense to me. So, I thought, why not share it? But yeah, it's gonna be a pretty short video. Thanks for listening, and have a great day, have a great night. I'll see ya.